Pine Ridge section done. Welcome to the Kawartha section. All right, we're getting there. Well, today I'm in much better spirits. Maybe because I was able to rest last night and sit down and relax. Had a slightly earlier day. Also because there's cloud cover today, the temperature's cooler, and right now, at least there's a breeze coming down the trail. I feel like my core temperature is finally back to where it's supposed to be. The last few days, I will admit, normally a lot of backpacking is type 2 fun. Maybe not always that much fun while you're doing it, but awesome after. The last few days have been on the brink of type 3 fun, where it was getting dangerous. Brink of heat exhaustion. Extreme dehydration. I've barely been eating, even though I was trying. I had no appetite. This morning I'm ravenous. So, things change in the blink of an eye. Temperature, weather, moods. But right now, it's a good day. Highway 7, the overpass. Welcome to Lindsay. Well, I just had a poutine and a pogo. I'm finishing a pop here in Lindsay. I'm at the lock station. I went to the Tasty Shack that's right across the road where that flag is, and I'm drying my tent off, hand bombed my socks, just had lunch. I'm going to finish drying stuff out and then maybe find a pub to have a beer along the way before I head out. So I'm at the Ken Reed Conservation Area. This is where we are right now. So I just left the shelter area, the group camp area. There's a pump from the ground there, and it says don't use it for drinking or cooking, which I'll filter it anyway. But on the map, it shows that there's a swimming area and that it's an unsupervised swimming area. So I got really excited. Thought I was gonna be able to go for a swim and fill up my water there. There's like a kid's playground that looks like it hasn't been used by anybody in a very long time. And the beach area is nothing but marshy swamp. So it's a shame. This place, I think in its heyday, was really nice. But it seems that it's pretty run down. Probably a lack of funding and manpower and such. There's a pump with non-potable water, but I filtered it. And I'm just set up over here discreetly and respectfully. Today was about 25 kilometers. From Windy Ridge Conservation Area to Ken Reed Conservation Area. I wouldn't recommend camping at the Lindsay Lock Station, lock number 33. It's right on a main road downtown, and even the lockmaster said that she would not spend the night there. It's a pretty rough neighborhood, and I didn't really feel comfortable spending the night there. So I pushed on. There's not much. There's a few like stealth spots along the way, But you're on a paved area out of Lindsay, and then it goes back to a dirt track, gravel track. I wasn't able to find a lot of good spots to camp. There's a few stealthy spots, but I also needed water. So that's why this spot at least seems safe to me. And there won't be any trace of my being here, except maybe an impression in the grass. I even picked up some trash while I was here. And I plan to leave pretty early. I have about 22 to 25 kilometers to the Log Chateau Park, where I have a resupply box waiting for me, and I'd like to get there early, so I'll pass through Felinin Falls and make it there, and hopefully have an early day, have a shower, and rest a little bit to have a Nero. Anyway, good night. Somebody likes angels. Well, it's almost 2:30. It's later in the day than I planned, because I left about an hour and a half later than I planned, and spent a bit more time in Felinin Falls than I planned to as well. But I'm just going with the flow. I am here at the Log Chateau Park, where I'm going to be staying tonight. Oh, there's a chip truck. It's morning of day 6. I stayed at Log Chateau Park yesterday. Really nice place. There was even a live band playing. The only thing was that because it was a special event and there was a live band playing, the band was set up next to me, and there was cars and golf carts and that driving by all night. And around midnight they were trying to tear down their camp and shouting, and so needless to say, I got about 4 hours of solid sleep. I'm feeling pretty rough this morning. I left at 8 o'clock. It's the latest start that I've done. Today, to get to Moores Falls, it's about 35 kilometers, which even on a good day is going to be hard, because I've got a stretch of really rough swamp, bushwhacky area to go, which they said is at least half your pace, and then the navigation's pretty rough in that area for at least 10 kilometers. I think it starts around kilometer 65 on the Kawartha maps. So ideally I wanted to make it to Moores Falls today. Late start, I'm tired, and I also got a full resupply, so my pack is heavy. I have another 6 days of food to go into the wilderness area, and it's heavy. I'm tired, and my tent is wet as well because it rained last night. The trail's making fun of me this morning. It's nice to be back on a wooded trail, but sections of this portion here are not blazed, are swampy or mucky, and this is nothing for a blowdown. And the deer flies are horrendous. Hence the hood. But this is very much like Algonquin Park kind of trail. Oh boy. I'm on like an ATV trail. It is mostly like this. Woohoo! Well, oh man, I came out of that section alive. It was really, really rough. You know, I do love like backcountry style hiking, and my feet prefer it, but it was navigation. Somebody has recently put up some new blazes, which is great, and even with the new blazes, I still had to look for the next one half the time. So many blowdowns, bugs. I haven't even been able to stop to eat. I have had to have a snack while as I'm walking because the deer flies and the mosquitoes are relentless. Also, water. There were some really skanky swamps, which I ended up filling up my bottle in case I needed to filter that. But it's all from beaver dams. Really try to avoid that. But I have about 5 kilometers until I hit the park in Moores Falls I plan to stay in, or stealth camp in. And that's about 5 kilometers. I'm already 30 in. It's gonna be a long day. It's 8 o'clock. I have an hour left of light. My pace is not fast, so we'll see. Right now, I'm gonna say that I'm considering getting off the trail because the next bit, the bugs, and continuing after the wilderness section, water sources. I know areas towards Copeland are even drier than it's been here. So we'll see. Well, today was a brutal day. As I mentioned earlier, the bugs, the heat, and then the lack of water. So I had to keep pushing on until at least I could get some water. So I was walking down the last road. It was like an ATV trail before I hit more falls. And the first house I saw, I knocked and I was fill up some water, and they did. And then walking up the road, a gentleman was at his truck. They were having a party. And he asked what I was doing, and I told him. And I asked how much further the road was, because I'm spent. Today was through some really rugged terrain, and hours and hours of being dehydrated. And I had to push before dark, so I was just walking down the road just before 9. It was just the sun was just going down, it was getting dark. And he asked if I wanted a beer and asked about my pack and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, sure, And turns out one of the ladies there owns the local hotel. And I was telling her my story, and she offered me a room here for the night. I'm on the fence right now. I may call it tomorrow. I figured I'm going to get a good night's rest and make a decision on, a fresh mind. Between the bugs and the lack of water right now, I am getting concerned. I know the wilderness section, water shouldn't be an issue too much, although navigation and route finding and bushwhacking will be. But past there, I know that it's going to be long water carries, and I'm already having trouble staying hydrated. So between that and the bugs, I couldn't even stop and have my lunch or a snack this afternoon. The bugs were too bad. So I may call it in the morning. I may go home, and I may finish this as a section hike at some point. Do different sections. But bottom line is hydration is everything. And I'm pooped. So I'm not going to right now give the name of the place or the lady. But I was in tears. The kindness of strangers, I can't believe it. Trail. It's really not meant to be through hiked. I think it's meant to be section hiked, similar to the Rideau Trail, but even more so in terms of distances between towns, places, water. Anyway. Okay. Took me 4 rides hitchhiking from Moores Falls to get here back to Port Hope. And I'm at the train station waiting for my train to go home. Today was a rough day. Felt really weak. My thought process wasn't as fast. And I could just really feel the effects of not eating as many calories as I should have and just being dehydrated. I know I made the right call, and I'm happy with my decision. I'd like to finish the trail, and I probably will at some point. But between the water scarcity and the dehydration, it's been 30 plus degrees every day, and it's not getting any cooler. And the bugs, they were brutal. I'm quite pleased with my decision right now. I feel good about it. I don't have any regrets. And I'll get back to you at some point, Ganaraska.